No, it's not that one. It's in there. On today's barn find, I'm actually not digging the car out of the place it's been sat for a long time. So ordinarily I wouldn't approach it, but I deem this thing so special. It's apparently one of a kind. It's incredibly rare and special. So I thought, I'm going to go and feature it because it's been left exactly as it was pulled out, and hopefully today we'll be able to strike it up for the first time in decades. I'm Jonny Smith, and of course this is a barn find edition of the Late Break Show. Andy.
Come in.
Oh, my word, my word. So this is Andy. Andy, hello.
Hello.
I knew that you were into Cortinas, specifically Lotus Cortinas, and that's what the car is under this cover. But you also got an enormous amount of other Lotus Cortinas, it seems, more than I realised.
Yeah, once you get the bug, you get the bug.
It's incredible. This is just like a shrine for the hot Cortina. It's amazing.
Thank you.
So I want to know about, my knowledge of Lotus Cortinas is obviously Jim Clark. It was exceptionally good at saloon car racing. You see all those shots of it cocked up on, on three wheels. But the one that's under here, the car that I've come to see, you dragged out from where it had sat for many years,
yes.
Right? So if we uncover it, and then you can talk me through the story, because normally I do the uncovering for where it was buried, but you did it probably just between lockdowns.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. Show it to me, because I don't think, wow, gosh. So you've left it exactly.
I've left it as it was, yeah, as I picked it up, just not got round to doing anything with it yet.
Oh my gosh.
Because it's got to have a colour change.
Yes. You said that the yellow is neither original nor staying.
No, not staying, no.
It's a Lotus Cortina Crayford convertible.
Indeed, yes.
So Crayford were a coach building company, and I know they
Correct.
did numerous convertibles of other marques.
Yes, they did.
Is this really thought to be the only Lotus Cortina?
There's been several that were Crayford Cortinas, but the ones that they've seen have got Lotus engines and have just been mock-ups. There's been rumours for years that there's been one, and uncovered it, and this should be hopefully the only one. The story was, if you want to go there,
yeah, I do want to go there.
Was it was owned by somebody. They came home late one night, had an accident, as you can see. I think they hit a bit of street furniture or a tree or whatever it was. This was parked in a garage, and as far as I'm aware, that's where it stayed.
And when was that, do you think?
I think late 70s.
Really?
Early 80s, yeah. I've known about it for about 25 years.
Have you?
And kept it exceedingly quiet because that's what I was asked to keep it quiet.
Yeah.
And then he phoned me up and said, I need to get rid of it. And that is an opportunity you cannot turn down regardless.
No. Gosh. I mean, I know we'll delve into it in a sec, but it actually looks complete.
It's actually, to be, apart from the colour and the damage, it's incredibly as it should be.
And normally, I mean, I know that the convertibles that they did of old, they didn't always add extra bracing, and they weren't always very sympathetic.
Crayfords were the pioneers in it, really.
Okay.
Especially for Fords.
Yeah.
And the bracing, the seals are.
Okay, so bigger sills.
Oh, it's massive. There's bracing across the front.
Okay.
Bracing in the back. It's to keep it solid, because as soon as you cut the roof off a monocoque, you go
goes
on
a
the
bit
road
wibbly
like that
wobbly.
and flexing, yeah.
A Lotus Cortina was a much more expensive car than a Cortina GT or something like that.
Yes.
So to then go one step further and option it as a cabrio must have cost an awful lot of money.
These were sort of 1,100 quid new.
Were they?
And then you go and take a hacksaw to it, cut it off, and When a standard GT Cortina was 650 quid.
Gosh, okay, so
it's a Lotus Cortina was
double
almost,
the GT.
almost half, yeah, almost double again, yeah.
and this could have been another.
Yeah.
Before we go much further, can you give us a brief history on the Lotus Cortina?
Yeah, sure. Lotus Cortina was Ford's wish to go racing, and contacted Colin Chapman at Lotus to see what he could do and breathe some life into the bog standard Cortina.
Yeah.
We started with the engine. We put the Lotus twin cam engine in it that had just been developed. This was sort of 62, 63.
Yeah.
And then made lots of lightweight panels, bonnet, doors, boot, aluminium diff, aluminium gearbox casings and things like that, just to line it up. Chapman's philosophy was add lightness.
Of course, yeah.
We've all heard it.
Yeah.
And that's what he did with the Cortina, the humble Cortina. Turned it into the very first fast Ford.
Show me the identifying factors that make you think or believe this is definitely a Lotus.
Okay.
All right.
Shall we start at the front?
Start up here.
There, lo and behold,
Look at it.
is the beastie.
So the Lotus engine, did it have to have any engine bay mods to accommodate that?
No.
No.
No, it fitted in. I mean, look at the size of the engine bay.
Yeah, I know.
You know, compared to a modern vehicle, everything just went in their retreat. The only thing they had to slightly modify was just this, because it shares the same components and engine as the Elan that was developed at the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
But they just had to change the airbox fractionally, just slightly different shape, so that it doesn't touch on the wing. But other than that, there it is.
Okay.
And you can see it's been there forever, the servo, etc., which was only on the Lotus. That's not
only
new.
Lotus have
Only
servos.
Lotus had servos.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I will point out that when we started having this conversation about filming the car, I said to Andy, I can't pull the car out because it's already happened. Have you struck the car up? Have you tried to fire up the engine? And he said, no, I haven't. So over the last month, he's been putting a bit of oil in the bores, right, to just check the car, the engine wasn't seized, and it isn't. And we're hoping today to see if we can actually fire it up for the first time in...
Who knows, 40 years?
40-something years. Okay, what other Lotusness?
As I said earlier, the aluminium doors, an aluminium boot, then interior, is all bespoke, to be fair.
What, Lotus?
All Lotus.
Okay.
Everything in there is Lotus only.
This has the wood rim steering wheel.
Yeah, wood rim steering wheel, special gauges, that got 140 miles an hour. I don't think it'd ever do 140. But yeah, again, bespoke. They are Lotus only, Lotus pod.
Got a centre console,
Centre console. That does share with the GT, but your Lotus gear knob, etc.
That's another wood.
Yeah, that's wood as well.
Have you had the top down on it?
No, unfortunately, it's literally as I found it.
So you've not tried to drop the top?
No.
You can see there's the Crayford badge just above the courtesy light.
Yeah.
Just there. I mean, and I'm looking at the door, the sills.
And you can see if you look at the seal, where you got the chrome strip, the bit inside, that is your extra strengthening, goes all the way through the back.
So that's not normally
No,
there?
no. The seal finishes at the bottom of the door. There's also a massive inch...
like a square
tube.
Yes.
That holds the A-posts.
Gosh.
In place.
How did your Lotus Cortina thing begin?
I remember when I was a child sitting in front of the TV watching World of Sport or Grandstand at the time with my dad and watching Jim Clark, as you say, Jack Sears and people racing around Aintree and Crystal Palace in the Lotus Cortina against the massive Galaxies and the Mustangs, and you think, how can that little car beat that massive car?
Yeah.
And it was just incredible. What fantastic drivers. They knew how to drive. And it's just always been in there.
They always looked good on the ragged edge.
Yeah.
Didn't they?
Yeah.
Talk to me a bit more about the previous owner / owners. So the person that you bought it off had it how long?
I think the original guy was a publican.
Okay.
Hence why the damage.
So you think he was a drink-driving pub landlord?
I can't say. I can't say.
Okay. Okay.
However, apparently where this was, the pub was going to be demolished.
Okay.
And the guy I bought this off of was told, if you go round there this afternoon with some money, you can buy the car, but it won't be there tomorrow because they're going to literally demolish it. And when he saw, he didn't realise it was a convertible, just thought it was a Cortina.
Okay.
And then saw it, wow.
Yeah,
I've got to have it. And dragged it out of there that afternoon.
And what year was that?
I've known him over 20 years.
Okay.
So, and then it went into another lockup.
So it's been from a lockup to a lockup?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the only sort of movement it's done in probably 40 years.
And you, with your sort of like Lotus Cortina detective hat on, presumably you're trying to work out how on earth this came to be.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons for, like, you're here to hopefully we can try and solve the mystery of who had it,
yeah,
why they did it,
yeah,
and yeah, because if it's a one-off. Yes, Crayford's did Mark 1 Cortinas, they've done Mark 2 Cortinas.
yeah.
But to chop the roof off a Lotus is sacrilege.
I mean, it's weird, isn't it?
You want it for racing.
Yeah.
That's why people bought them.
Yeah.
This is how I got it. And
oh, that is a heavily buckled.
that is a
steel
heavily
one.
buckled.
So is that from the offside front?
Yeah, I would imagine so.
From the may or maybe not drink driving incident. Isn't it weird that the crash isn't bad enough to have destroyed the car?
Yeah.
You could have repaired the car probably inside of a week.
Yeah.
But yet no one ever did.
No one ever did.
What have you got in here? You got some spare
That is an overdrive gearbox that come with it.
Laycock.
Yeah. Laycock de Normanville. That's an extra added thing to it. Nobody ever done them.
Really?
This is for this car. It's come off of this car.
An overdrive gearbox as
Yeah.
well. This really was owned by someone that
somebody-
just went, give me everything. Okay, I've got to say a thank you to the man lurking behind me here, Simon.
Absolutely, yeah.
Who introduced me to Andy about this stash of Lotus Cortinas, about this car. And he's even come along today in his Sierra Cosworth, which is brave because it's winter. So, and they're not getting any younger, are they, Cosworth? So, did Lotus Cortinas have limited slip diffs as standard? Or?
No, not as standard, but it's an optional.
Okay. Basically, these tubes are what makes it unique here, that go to the knuckle that it's being jacked up on underneath the differential. We've got it off.
Okay.
It's actually come off really well. So I've got the pipe. It's not pouring fuel on my head, so that's good.
So there's probably none in it anyway.
I don't know. I think it might be a bit on the dry side. So we can either add another piece of hose to it, or we can put a gallon can on a higher stand. I'm going to leave it where it is, and then we can see if we can spin it over dry to get a spark.
That's fine.
Oh, it's exciting. How many times do you get to play on a barn find Lotus Cortina?
We have lights. Let there be light, and there was light.
There's a dash light.
And you could see for miles.
Go on then.
Let's see what happens.
Let's see.
Well, that's a start.
Well, we're getting the cloths moving up and down with compression, or attempted compression. Sounds good. I haven't got a face full of oil. Also good.
Okay. Do you want to take the cloths away and see what happens?
Yeah, I will actually. I'll close my eyes though.
Yeah, please do.
Is that right? Are you ready?
Is that me or you?
That was you.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, perhaps now the starter motor's turned once. It's allowing me to do it.
Okay.
Right.
I'm getting plenty of air coming through anyway.
There's no nasty things at the moment.
No, I'm not hearing any grinding. It's smooth as can be. So that's good.
Next step is we'll put a plug in one.
Yeah.
and see if we get some sort of a spark. I've got some other plugs if you want.
Do you want to put a new one on?
Yeah.
Are you going to gift it some new plugs? Okay.
Go. No, I agree.
Yeah, dead.
Right.
That means dizzy cap off.
Well, it needs dizzy cap, yeah.
Which I didn't know lives right underneath these carbs in a really buried and annoying location. Nice to see you got proper...
Oh,
are
yes.
these new old stock or are
Yeah.
these... Are they really?
Yeah.
Obviously, we'll know as soon as you take the cap off what state the rotor arm and the points and condenser are. Normally when stuff sits, the first thing to suffer, I find, is the condenser.
Yeah.
Or the points will corrode.
Yeah, the points will corrode and lock, sort of close up.
Show me the state.
This is really black.
Yeah. So we could do a dressing that up.
Yeah. So these are unique to Lotus Cortinas.
Is it?
It's when you get to 6,500 revs, that's why the red line's on there.
Okay.
The centrifugal force pushes that out.
It's a
and
government.
it earths out. And it cuts out.
And we don't make promises on the late break show that the cars will always start, because the reality is we don't know. We don't manufacture this process. Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. But Andy happens to have quite a few spares for Lotus Cortinas, so that bodes well.
Don't tell everybody. Got a spark.
Have you? I can hear it.
Yep.
Oh, that's nice. So the points, what do they look like? Good, bad,
bit corroded up, to be fair.
Okay.
So if you can turn that off,
Yep.
just put it back to the central position.
The central position.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's one click, right?
Yep.
Okay.
What I'll do is I'll try and run a bit of paper through there, because anything else won't. So just to try and clear it up, because it's sort of like aluminium in it, and they sort of grow.
Yeah.
So it's got a film on it, but that did
Bit
spark.
of fur on it. It did. It sounded like a good crack there.
Well, with that battery pack on it, I would imagine it would be, yes.
And then if we get that, then we'll put a fresh set of plugs in.
Yeah, we'll see if we get a spark then at the plug. 1 second before we're doing it.
Yeah.
Okay, try again.
Okay. I can't see anything.
Go on. No, okay. So we've not got a spark with the new plugs or the old plugs.
Which means either cap,
Rotor arm.
rotor arm.
Yeah.
Are you looking for a spare rotor arm? Mm-hmm. You're going to gift it a new rotor arm?
If I can find one.
You got on your, I mean, yeah, because if the condenser was not working, you wouldn't have got a spark when you did, would you?
That's correct.
So the condenser should be fine. Oh, look at this. New old stock pornography. Look, a brand new in the box Lucas rotor arm. That's neat, that is. Okay, ready?
Yeah, in your own time, yep. No, still nothing.
Still nothing. So hang on then. Mysterious.
Yeah, mysterious. It's spark at points.
Yeah.
Rotor arm should continue to spark, carry the spark to the leads, to the plugs.
Am I right in thinking the points were opening and closing
Yeah.
on when it were turning it? So it's not like they're jamming shut?
No, they were open and closing.
Right, okay.
Spark at the points, which should mean that the main king lead is fine, but then if it's only a low, I'll say no, that's got to work, hasn't it?
I mean, I heard the spark crack, but I don't know how.
Definitely.
Did it
will.
look healthy enough?
Yeah, it's good enough.
It did?
To be fair, good enough.
Okay. Where does the coil live on this car?
Just underneath
It's
the
down
carbs.
there as well. It's all under the bloody carburetors. I've got a great idea. We're going to put loads of fuel in there.
Yeah.
What happens if there's a fuel leak? Don't worry, we'll just pour it all over the electricity.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I said before, we never know whether we're going to get a car to fire up or not. I wanted to give this Lotus Cortina a good try, and Andy's we've done as much as we can. We've got a bit of a spark. We haven't managed to get it fired up in this instance. But what an amazing time capsule. Not only a Lotus Cortina Mark 1, but a Lotus Cortina Mark 1 convertible, Crayford coach-built convertible, and that is the reason why I had to feature this car as a barn find, hence the barn find fleece, the BFF. Hope you've enjoyed this episode of the Late Break Show. Maybe you've got a car in a hedge garage that's interesting. If you want me to come and look at it and tell the story, get in touch with us through the website. I'll put a link in the description below. Thanks for watching.